Scottish winter can be some of the most fun times in the hills, but also some of the most dangerous. In this week's video we show how navigation is critical in whiteout conditions and how easily you can get lost. This is a key thing to learn as it is a very scary thing to experience. As always, stay safe and I hope you all enjoy.
Morning folks, you just join us. We've just left the car park there at Glendall. We're the only car in the car park this morning, so looks like we're going to get the hills to ourselves. A very remote place we drove up to this morning. The road was an absolute adventure getting here before we even started the adventure in itself. We're now just walking along snow-covered forestry track before we're going to try and pick up a path up into a quarry. Between our two objectives for today, so thoroughly looking forward to this. Weather looks like it could be deteriorating to say the least, so hopefully we'll get up and down before anything mental hits us. We're just heading up this little trail there. The Walk Highlands route that, if you go on the website, will tell you a walk through the glen there, deeper in, and then you pick up a bielach further up, but we're ignoring that. We're going for a more direct route up into the quarry itself, which it recommends you come down. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a bit of sleet on. It's getting actually heavier as I speak, so I think we're going to don the waterproofs before we head any further, as this crag doesn't seem to be going anywhere.
I pack all my jackets in my bag now.
Just looking north, over the back of the hills there's Loch Mick, over to Loch Nagar, where I was a couple months ago. Can't see anything, probably won't be able to see anything once we're up there, but we're just pulling up into the quarry at the minute. The walk itself isn't too long. I think it's only a couple of kilometres from here until the stop of Durish, and then we push out to Maya, which is a slightly further north west. Later on when we're further up, I've got a few things in my bag I want to show you and maybe discuss and get your opinion on down in the comments, because yeah, I might have a strange couple of things which I carry in my bag and I'm wondering if other people carry them, so we'll come on to that later on. The time has come for the spikes of the micro to get on the feet. I tell you what, see, once you got these micro spikes on feet, it's so much better. No one can diss micro spikes. I know there's all this debate, micro spikes or crampons, micro spikes or crampons. The answer is both. Micro spikes for terrain like this, soft layer of ice, won't be able to hear it. And then crampons for when you've got big sleet drops and the gradient really starts to steepen, but right now these are bang on. A little wooded section here with a forest going on, and then just out of this brings you into the quarry. Just emerging out of the forestry section. Now into the glen, into the quarry. Yeah, it's a bit craggy. Oh, it's gonna be a challenge. One there or that way. What way will have better ice? What? I'd say we just stick to the main route. we're approaching our whiteout condition. Maybe only see 10-15 metres max, so not exactly whiteout yet, but as vis is pretty much zero. So we have to make sure our nav's on point. This is where winter can be quite dangerous. End up walking off a cliff or something that you don't know about, so we need to be quite smart. As you'll have seen, we've put the crampons on feet because the camera won't do it justice, but the gradients, yeah. If you don't have crampons on, you take a nasty tumble, and it's bouldery down there, so it would not be nice at all. Anyway, we're plodding along, we're skirting along the contour of this wee hill, heading just deeper into the quarry, but we're almost there, about to pull up onto the plateau. Right folks, going to defend you a bit for the wind that's behind us coming from the north. We're just here, at the top of the Bielach between Maiar and Drish. As you can see, visibility is absolutely cracking. So I'm going to stop here, I'm going to get the map and compass out and take the bearings. We're going to head out to Maiar first, as it's the furthest away one. Head out there and then come back here and then over to Drish. It's about a kilometre and a bit over to Maiar. So yeah, I'll take the bearing and I'll bring you back further en route. Don't know how well you can hear me, but we're just about at the summit of Maiar. Maybe about just over 100 metres walk from here. Not been able to see anything since I last brought you out at all. It's just been this type of turfy, icy whiteout. Just been concentrating on our bearings, make sure our navigation's on point, so we don't walk in the wrong direction and get lost, because that's a scary thing if that happens, especially in conditions like this. So gotta keep concentrated, and I've got my eyes stuck in my hood that's coming to attack me. So see you in a minute at the summit. Camera won't do it justice, but this like massive snowbank here is such a slog to get up. The summit's just up ahead of us though, so we gotta get pushing. Got a bit of shelter behind a rock here just down from the summit cairn. Got the sannies out, got the chocolate buttons out. Got an absolutely stunning view. So we're going to sit here, we're going to enjoy this before pressing on back to the Bielach. This is tough going, troops. We've passed the Bielach, heading up Drish now. Goggles are on us, freezing rain is upon us. Viz is getting arguably worse, and we've got this steep incline pushing up towards the summit. I wish I could show you more, but this is all I've got for you. Absolute gas, look at these big boots and crampons up. Plus fighting into this headwind, it's tough, proper Arctic training. Right, so Charles is right next to me. If I look, you can see the rocks over there to our southeast, but then back where we came from the north, you can see a thing. This guy's sick. Just in this wee snow cubby here. This is the kind of Drish. Got a nice wee shelter from the wind. But I tell you what, that is hard graft getting up there in this weather. The wind's blowing in your face. Freezing rain, freezing cold conditions, zero viz. But we made it. Now we're here. And whoo, absolutely pumped. So, bit of food before we head back down. Firstly though, I want to mention, I've got a new pair of gloves. That's what I wanted to mention. These, I know they look like gloves that you clean your toilet with, but they're actually very good. These are completely not like waterproof with a fleece lining in them, and they're very dexterous. because what I was finding the other couple of weeks when I was out, my big pairs of mittens, which I'll put a video up on the screen right now, they were saturating maybe after like half an hour to an hour of use, whereas these, I've had these on for about 2 or 3 hours now. Hands are nice and toasty inside and don't feel an ounce of water or wetness, because they're just, as I say, like cleaning biohazard gloves. The sky from the ground here. Right folks, if you can't tell, which you probably can't, we're back on the main path. Bealach is just behind us. Switch around this way, we're going to head back down the glen. Hopefully pop back out this cloud, because it's been a couple of hours now since we've actually seen anything other than the white canvas. Just going to show you how you take a bearing. So we're here at the Bealach and we're wanting to head down the glen, and there's the trail. The camera probably won't pick it out, but the trail's down there. So I'm going to take a bearing. So what I do is this arrow here, that's the direction of travel. So I point that where I want to go, which is down the trail there. And then I get my compass, and then here you twist the compass so then these lines move on the inside. These are direction of travel lines, and I want them to be the same as the lines of travel on my map. So north is north. So I point in the direction I want to go, I turn the knob so that the lines are parallel with the lines in the map, and that gets me my bearing. And now what I do is when I want to walk, I pull my compass out and I make sure that the north needle, the red needle, is in the red bin. The way to remember it is Fred is in his shed, the red Fred in his shed, and then I walk in that direction. From there what I'll do is I'll use my pacing beads. So I know myself, to walk around 100 metres it takes me about 65 steps of my right foot going in front. So I've learned to do that through practice. So after 65 steps what I'll do is I'll use my pacing beads to count 100 metre increments, so I can measure with the other part of my compass the distance I need to travel, and then I know when I'm roughly there. In theory that's how it works. So that's just a little brief summary of how to do a little bit of navigation. Obviously you need to practice, you need to know what you're doing, you need to, yeah, it's not something to take lightly, but I just thought I'd give you a wee idea of what I've been doing to travel between the peaks in this white canvas. Right folks, that's us back down, we're in the forest. We've just taken off crampons, put them back in the bags, switched back to the micro spikes before heading back in, because yeah, as you've seen coming up, it's thick. It's a wee thin layer of ice, so the crampons are really overkill, we'll break our ankles in them. So we're nearly back home. It's been a terrific day, even though we saw nothing. It was a good experience. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Alright folks, we're back just about where we began the walk at the bridge. The heavens have opened, it is now rain. I'm sure it'll be snow, or at least frozen rain like it was further up, but this path was completely covered in snow and it's getting washed away. I know the temperatures might drop in the next coming days, so hopefully that is true, and we don't get all the snow washed away, because it was great fun up there. Really good turf day snow, and hopefully this will just add to the freeze thaw. Feet are absolutely looping now. I mean, lugging big B3 boots along, I think we've done like 15 kilometres today, so it isn't that much, but with these boots it's like, you feel every step. You feel every step. You've something like Charles has a pair of B2s, a lot lighter, and a little bit of flex in them, whereas mine are fully rigid. Anyway, just about back at the car.
As you can probably tell, my camera died. If you made it this far, thank you very much for watching. I hope you learned something useful and seen how scary and dangerous, quite frankly, it is to be out in some of these conditions, and for the key navigational skills to be up to scratch. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one folks. Have your climbs to Binion.